Hello students, I want to look at question 4 of October-November 2023, Pure Mathematics 2, that is the topic of algebra, that being the first topic in the paper 1997-09, paper 2. So the question I want to look at reads as follows. I'll just write it here. So we are asked to sketch part A. Part A asks us to sketch on the same diagram. Sketch on the same diagram the graphs of y is equal to 3x minus 5 and y is equal to 2x plus 7. That's 2 marks. That's part A. Part B, hence solve the equation. Solve the equation 3x minus 5 is equal to 2x plus 7. That's part B. Part C, hence solve the equation 3 raised to power y plus 1 minus 5 is equal to 2 times 3 raised to power y plus 7. That's 2 marks. This middle one is 3 marks. This is 3 marks. Yeah. That's the question that I want us to look at. Sketch on the same diagram. My handwriting may not be so visible, but I'm reading it. Sketch on the same diagram the graphs of y is equal to 3x minus 5. These two signs here means modulus. And y is equal to 2x plus 7. Then part B, solve for this. Here you want the value of y, bearing in mind this condition. Part C, we get the value of y, also bearing in mind to that particular condition. So, first step, in order to sketch them, in sketching any curve, one would want to find two possible points. Okay, if you are sketching a line, then 2 points would be sufficient, but the third point is necessary for confirmation of your answer. So in this case, I'll try to extend it a bit so that we get to see what this particular line represents. So I'll start with my grade, that is for y is equal to 3x minus 5. I will have this particular grade, xy, and then I say, I want to start with the negative values of the same. So I will start from minus 3 to positive 3. So x minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. I think that's more than enough for purposes of seeing how the curve moves. That should be more than enough. Yes, then we then see when x is minus 3, we are expecting to have here minus 9, minus 5. That gives us minus 14. But because of this condition, we put positive 14. When it is minus 2, that should give us minus 6, minus 5, which is minus 11. But we take 11 because of that condition. When it's minus 1, then we have minus 3, minus 5. We take positive 8. Take positive 8. Take positive 8. When it's 0, we get minus 5. We take 5. When it's 1, we get minus 2. We take 2. When it's 2, we get 1, which is okay with us. When it's 3, we get 4, which is okay with us. So we can sketch for that. Then for this, for y is equal to 2x plus 7, my grade again will be, and in drawing curves, grade is very important. Whenever you want to start drawing a curve, once you have its equation, please first specify the grade. That will help you see how the curve flows. So in this case, this just being a straight line with no condition, 2 or 3 points will suffice. So I'll start with -1, 0, and 1. I think that can already show me how the curve moves. So when x is minus 1, this will be minus 2 plus 7. We have 5. When it's 0, we have 7. When it's 1, we have 9. So with these points and these points, I'm able then to sketch this and this curve. So I see already that I have the highest y values I have is 14. So it means along the y-axis, I'm expecting a high of 14, and because of that, because I'm supposed to sketch, I hope this line here is visible so that I use it. I can just reinforce it and use it as my, let me just reinforce it and use it as my x, as my y-axis, as my y-axis. I'm reinforcing it to use it as my y-axis, Yes. Yeah, like that. So if that's the case, then I said I'm using it as my y-axis. And so again, I can also, on the same breath, I can also do this because I'm trying to define x, defining x. Realize that y values, we don't have negative values of y. That's why I'm not concerned with anything that goes below. So, but of course you can see that we have negative values of x. The more reason why there is need to, yes, yeah. So I would want to start, if this is 0, I want to call this my x axis, then call this my y, that's my y axis, and I call this 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sketching, yeah. So here I call this -1, -2, -3. And here I want to have, I'm sketching, so I may not be very much in line, very accurate in terms of counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I want to give them total. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Right, there we are. So to sketch those two curves on the same diagram, I want to start by drawing this. So when x is minus 3, of course, when x is minus 3, so let me call this minus 4. So when x is minus 3, y is 14. That is probably somewhere here. Well, ignore the diagram. No, ignore this. I should have wrapped, but we still need it. So that's the first point we have. Second point is negative 2, 11. Negative 2, 11. That should be somewhere here. Negative 2, 11. Somewhere there. Negative 1, 8. Negative 1, 8. Negative 1, 8. Negative 1, 8. Somewhere there. Right? Then 0, 5. 0, 5. Then 0, 5. 0, 5. 0, 5, 5 here. 0, 5. There. Then 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2 is there. Then 2, 1, 2. 1. 1 is 2, 1. 2, 1. 2, 1 is somewhere here. 2, 1 is somewhere here. 2, 1. Then 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4 should be somewhere here. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. Somewhere there. So this is what we have. The line moves as such. Realize that they're straight lines. So what we have is that this line moves as, I wish I had a ruler. If I had a ruler, I would have drawn it. But just to sketch, we are expected to join these 2 points as such. It's a straight line. Whoa, that's not straight. Let's look here. That's not straight at all. Yeah, but we are meant to have a straight line that passes through those points, I think now I know what to do so that I don't look so what I'll do is that, so that we see clearly, I'll use broken lines, though that's not so appropriate as I start drawing it, so that I know how it goes. Yes, yeah. Then it goes like that. It goes again. Yes. And if I had a ruler, that should just go like that. Yes. So that's the line. That's the line defined by y is equal to 3x minus 5 modulus like that. I don't know. Let me just try to trace it. Whether it's straight or not, I don't know. But now that's it. That's our line. That's our line. Yeah, but using a ruler, you should get something straight. I'll get mine next time. I should have mine so that we don't draw such kind of graphs of curves. Yeah. So that's that. It should be smooth. If you had a ruler, then it should be smooth. But I was showing you a sketch of how you are supposed to draw it. So that's that. The second line is this. When x is minus 1, it's positive 5. Positive 5 is here. When x is 0, it's 7. That's here. When x is 1, it's 9. That's somewhere here. So again, you see that this curve goes like that. That's the curve. Yes. So you see that. That's the curve. So this is the curve. Y is equal to 2x plus 7. So we have actually sketched the two curves on the same diagram. So what you needed to know first is to get the grade, then is the grade to plot. And even before we move, there are certain interesting things that we should observe. There is this point here, that's the point at which this particular curve, the V-shaped curve, it's a V-shape, the V-shaped curve touches the x-axis. This point is about point. At that point, at this point, with some accuracy, it's about the point 1.67. X is 1.67 and y is 0, definitely, as you can see. There's also this point, which is the point of intersection. And this point of intersection, if you drew this curve to scale, then you are able to read off this answer from here directly, without having to struggle to calculate. Then you'd get that point of intersection. But that's the next step. We move here. So I'll rub all this because I'll not be needing them anymore in my next steps. Okay, now we consider this. So part B is solve for 3x minus 5 is equal to 2x plus 7. So there are two ways. One way is where you solve the value, the positive value, and also where you solve for the negative value. So in this case, we will be having, first case will be 3x minus 5 is equal to 2x plus 7 for positive values. Let me say for positive values. You say that. This implies that x is equal to 12. If you collect the like terms, x is 12. And what if we consider the negative part of it? Then we would pick a situation where the whole of this is negative. We are not taking the modulus of it, but negative part of it. Then I'll be having negative 3x plus 5 is equal to 2x plus 7. And I say for negative values. Negative value. So this should give me minus 5x is equal to 2, implying that x is equal to minus 2 over 5. Therefore, x is minus 2 over 5 or x is 12. Those are the two values of x here. Then I move to part C. Part C is saying now 3y raised to power y plus 1, so that we see it clearly. 3 raised to power y plus 1, y plus 1 minus 5 is equal to 2 times 3 raised to power y plus 7. So we are expected to find the value of y. Now we proceed as follows. Now we remember laws of indices. Laws of indices what we will have here is let 3 raised to power y be m. Therefore, I'll be having here 3m minus 5 is equal to 2m plus 7. Therefore, m is equal to 12. Here we restrict ourselves to the positive values because negative values will not make much sense. So for the positive, we consider exactly where this condition is met. In any case, here we also had this condition here to be met. It then meant that our answer in this case is 12. So here m is 12. Then we say, but m is equal to 3 raised to power y. Therefore, 3 raised to power y is equal to 12. For us to get y, we say y log 3 is equal to log 12. Therefore, y is log 12 divided by log 3, which will be, so log 12, what do we have? What do we have as the values here? Just a minute so that I see what we have as the logs. Yes, log 12 is 1.09. 1.09, this you can get from your calculators. Log 12 is 1.079. 1.079 divided by log 3 has to be 0.4771. 4771. Now, if you divide these two, if you divide them, then you get 2.262. 2.262 as the answer. That's the value of y. Remember that we were asked to get it to 3 significant figures. So if we are to get the value of y to 3 significant figures, then we say that y is equal to 2.26. That's the answer to that question. And you should realize that we first started by sketching these two curves, these two lines on the same axis. And we had to do that by first defining what our grades look like. Then we plot. On solving this, we simply equate these ones, but bear in mind this condition, meaning strictly positive. We also solve this, incorporate the concept of indices here to solve this, also bearing in mind this condition. Now that's the answer. And we stop this video at that point. I urge you to subscribe, like, and comment so that you continue getting such kind of content. Thank you. See you in the next video.